Today, we, the 5 women serving on the Security Council, will be taking over this august body for just a little moment, since for most of its history, it has been a gentleman's club. Indeed, it took 30 years until the first woman, Jeanne-Martin Cissé, from Guinea, a strong fighter against apartheid, started serving on the council in 1972. And out of the thousands of ambassadors who have been serving here, only 29 have been women ambassadors. But with the landmark resolution adopted in 2000 on women, peace and security, the council did not only increase its women here, but also started really understanding that for lasting peace, it needs inclusive solutions, including also women.
Like so many other women in the United Nations Women Ambassadors, I am the first for my country. A role model has a responsibility of creating other models as well. And so our mission in New York has 90% women. And given that as small missions, we have to cover a range of issues, I think there is an advantage for small states in that respect, as they are better prepared, I think, given the vantage point from how they see the world. I think it helps to leapfrog in preparing some of our diplomats to serve as ambassadors in any part of the world. And that, I think, would be contributing to the next generation of women ambassadors.
It's important that we see women in peace processes, and it's something that we underline, and I know all of us do, daily in our work on the Council. And that's not just a nice to have. We know from the data that when women are involved in peace processes, the peace lasts at least 15 years longer than otherwise. And we saw it in Colombia. Women were involved, integrated absolutely into the peace process, which continues and which we work very closely on the Council with. Regrettably, we didn't see the same thing in Ethiopia, for example, with Tigray, or with Myanmar, working with ASEAN on the 5-point consensus. And I think both of those things have remained more fragile because women were not involved closely in all of those. So we'll continue to use our voice on the Council to underline the importance of having women in peace processes.
Early in our campaign for membership on the Council, we had decided to make WPS a priority for us. And in our presidency, we gave great focus to women. We did have the annual debate on conflict-related sexual violence. We felt that that was very important for us. But we're very proud to say that all our civil society briefers, in all the diversity, were women. We believe in engaging with women in civil society, but women human rights defenders also, and to give them this platform and to give them this voice. It also shows that women can make a difference on the Council, that elected members can make a difference also on the Council.
I have to mention Madeleine Albright, who I think has served as a role model for all of us. Madeleine said, if we didn't have the UN, we would create the UN. All of us are being questioned about the relevance of the UN today, whether the UN is effective today. And I have to remind myself, if we didn't have a UN, we would create a UN. And so Madeleine is kind of sitting on my shoulder. She also said to me just before coming that she created the G7. And the G7 was so important. It was the 7 women at the UN. And I didn't quite hear her correctly because I thought she said the 7 women in the Security Council. So when I saw her later, I said, you know, I'm so disappointed. We've not made much progress. We're only 5 women in the Security Council. And she looked at me and she said, Linda, we were 7 women in the entire UN system. You've made so much progress.
To see us all working so closely together and to discuss role models we had, I hope that we are going to inspire so many more women. We had 4 of us chairing the Security Council last year, consecutively. So there has been a lot of women leadership on the world stage for 4 months. To make this really meaningful, I think it needs partnerships and networks. It needs partnerships amongst us, but also beyond the Council and our Council colleagues. So I would finish by quoting Ruth Bader Ginsburg saying, fight for what you care for, but make sure when you do that, that you lead others to join.